Hey everyone, Dale Schlunt here. I hope all is well. When I say the word history, or the phrase the history of something, what comes to mind? I would say typically it is a well laid out, well organized, concise series of events that you and I can take as the factual history, my history. What we might not consider is the very long and complex road it took to arrive at that point, to give us that easily digestible history. When does something become history? One might suggest that, well, the moment that the event or development passes, it's in the past, it's history. But I would say for our purposes, the moment it becomes history is when it is recorded. Journalism, essentially. But whether it be through writing or oral traditions, the moment it is recorded is when it is cemented into our historical past and we can actually do something with it. What if there is a significant event on a particular day? Something that is just so fundamentally important to our history. Within that same day, there will be a proliferation of various accounts, what will become primary sources, right? Individuals writing about this, they will be diverse. Very shortly thereafter, or perhaps simultaneously, historians will also be writing about this. They will be piggybacking on, building upon other writings, very close to the period in question. And then there will be new narratives that just simply focus on this development, and it can be anything, right? Event, society, what have you. As we move forward, progress forward, historians will revisit these various both accounts and narratives, and they will question what the author was, how the author was influenced. Why did they present their stories in such a way? We call these many times schools of thought, for instance. So they focused on one element much more than others, right? The perspective they took. They will question whether or not these authors had political, ideological, religious agendas or motivations that perhaps also influenced their interpretation of the historical developments or events. That also leads us to a better understanding of the societies in which these authors lived. Both those who are writing the accounts, as well as academics, scholars, or historians that are adding to that and using them and providing their own analysis of these things. We see these narratives change over time, depending on the society in which the authors of them lived. It's such an intriguing thing, so it is very telling, enlightening us about certain societies and the social norms, the ideological beliefs, religious beliefs, all those things. How people wrote and presented stories tells us quite a bit. This examination of the writings of history, and so often historians call this the history of history, right? So you're studying history, but you're also studying how it came to be in the writings, the books. This is called historiography. Historiography is a very unique word. It sounds more like a medical procedure than anything else. But it's essentially history with ography on the back. And it plays such an important role within our field of study, to be certain. It leads us to a greater understanding of how we got to that end result that is so easily digestible. It reveals new perspectives that perhaps we should have thought of in the past. It also reveals fallacies, things that should not have been in the historical record, or rather, we have to throw out. It's still in the historical record, of course, and very telling often. Historiography seems like such a boring topic, certainly a boring word, but it plays such a vital role in our field of study. Thanks.